Hi friends, I welcome you to a new art tutorial where I will be sharing with you how to paint this marvelous cloudy sunset or sunrise, and I will share with you how to create this beautiful mix of colors. If you are for the first time here, my name is Ala, I'm a sketch illustrator and watercolorist, and from 2020 I'm an art teacher too. So in today's video, I invite you to paint with me in watercolors these amazing clouds, and I will share with you how to use the wet and wet technique in watercolors to create the depth in the clouds and to create this different mix of colors within the warm colors and cool colors. The drawing process itself I won't be sharing, so if you want you can just pause this video and look how I have drawn it, because it is super easy. You just need to have the line of the horizontal line and the rocks that I have here in front. So the first step that I will be doing in watercolors, I will paint the clouds, and the next step will be about painting the sea and to create the white reflections in the sea. I will share with you step-by-step guide how to create these effects and how to enjoy your time with watercolors. So let's jump in. Dear friends, for this class we will need watercolor paper. I'm using 200 GSM, but you can use it even higher density. You can use 300, it is working really well, and we will work wet on wet. You can use some paper that contains cotton, it will work better, not a mixed media watercolor paper. Then we will need an eraser. I'm using a kneadable eraser because kneadable eraser is removing the strength of the lines but not removing the lines themselves. And we will need a pencil. For the pencil I will use an HB. You can use any pencil you have. It can be harder or bolder. If it is bolder, then we would have to remove this boldness of the lines later. Then once we will proceed with watercolors, I will make use of different paintbrushes. So the main paintbrush, this one will be it is synthetics, and I'm wetting the paper with it. But as well, what you can do with the paper, you can just go into your bathroom and wet it on both sides, and you won't need this paintbrush. Then I will need the bigger paintbrush for bigger size. This is number 6 Paul Rubens, and you can use it for creating the background color and to make it smoother transitions. By the end I will work with this one, smaller one, but if it depends on the size of the paper you will use. If it is an A4 or bigger size, then I really advise you to go with bigger paintbrushes. Then I will use Da Vinci number 0. This paintbrush, it is a great way to create not a medium size works, and as well with details, because once it is wet it has a very straight point. I will use my palette color to tell you all these names of the colors that I have here, and I'm using White Night 36 colors palette. If you have any smaller palette, please look whatever you have. If you don't have exactly the same blue or you don't have the same exact brown, then you just look what you have and what colors similar to what I have, and you can mix those up. As well, we will need hair dryer. So this is it. Let's get started with the work itself. Now, when I start to work, I take my paper on the other side and I start to wet it. It is really important to really wet your painting, because we will work with wet on wet technique, and while working with wet on wet technique, you have to wet really properly the paper, as when working on clouds we don't need really strong edges, and strong edges happen only when the paper is not properly wetted. It is okay that your paper is staying up and not going down, because one side of the paper is wet and it started to enlarge, but dried part of the paper is still small, and for this reason it is waking up. Now we are going with more water and wetting really well. The most important, we need to wet really well the edges of the paper, because those first start to dry and our composition starts to elevate from the table. As well, on the other hand, very important thing about wetting the paper properly is that we don't have in some of the spaces of the paper like drops of the water. We need that all this water on the paper to be properly spread throughout all the paper, as if we have several drops of water, the color will stay in these drops and will become lighter, and will create some effects that we won't be able to keep going and to change anything. I think my paper is wet, and now we can start working with the clouds. I'm taking my bigger paintbrush to create some colors, and I'm taking ultramarine blue color and some ruby color. I'm making a little bit of purple color, and I'll start with this. I'm taking more color. And I will take some more blue color to create more bluish color over here. I'm mixing up ultramarine color with a bright blue color to create more bluish effect. And I'm mixing up with ruby color. It is kind of red color. If you have this in your palette, then just go ahead and take it. And over here, as far as you see on the paper, on the work that we are doing, we have some orange colors. And what I will take some Titian red. It is kind of orange color. And we'll add over here some golden touches. And I will take, I'm cleaning my paintbrush fully, and I'm taking some Titian red and some yellow color. And I will make some brighter colors over here. And mixing up this with this kind of violet makes easier to us to make this kind of effect of transitioning from purple color to a more orange color and to blue colors. Little by little I'm taking lighter colors, and I will take yellow color. And some golden colors. We can take some red and golden colors in the mix. This as well will create a very beautiful mix of colors. We have some reds here and here, and we mix red with golden. And then we have a very strong blue color line. And I'm taking, as far as you see, I removed the water on my paintbrush, and now what I will do, I will just go with the line with color to make this line not spreading all over. The idea of doing this kind of effect, as you see, the edges are not strong, are still smooth, and this transition is really easy to do. But for this we don't need to fill the paintbrush with water. We just need to take only color and nothing more. Here. And then throughout all the work I have some yellow, and now I'm taking smaller paintbrush, this is Koda, and I'm taking only yellow color, and I make this transition very, very smooth. And some ochre colors I will take over here. Or we have this mix of golden and red. We can take those to create this feeling. And the very interesting thing to do, as you can see here, we have like a wider space, and I'm taking a tissue and I will remove the excess of the water and the color. In this way I'm making this space white, and I won't come over it again, because actually it is not white, and the tone, the hue of the color that we already have over here is inside, but it has to be lighter than the rest of the work. Or what we can do, oops, these things happen, And when these things happen and it is in lighting, what I usually take is another paintbrush, and usually a strong one with synthetics or sable, because it is not so smooth, and without water but only with color I adjust the issue that occurred. Now the base is done. Let's move on the other video, and we will work on more details with clouds. Please use your hair dryer to dry a little bit your work. Very important thing about hair dryer: you don't have to dry everything till the paper will be properly dried. Try to avoid this kind of drying. Only dry a little bit, that we don't have these meshes of water on the paper, and that we can go over and paint over with smoother edges. As far as you see, the paper, it is still wet, it is not dried completely, and if we will touch, we would notice the difference that it is still wet, but as well we don't have this kind of drops of water with color on it. And now I will go with synthetics. I'm taking number 8 Da Vinci, and with synthetics I will make the form of the clouds. And once again I'm mixing up the colors. I'm going with ultramarine color, and then with ruby, that it is a red color. I will take some golden colors too, to create this golden effect. We have some oranges on our clouds, and we will make those. Even here though, over here I already made, and the edges are kind of are not so smooth. To create these edges smoothly, what I do, I take another paintbrush with only water, and I'm going straight on the edge with plain water. Very important over here that we don't have too much water on our paintbrush, because in this case it will go too far away. You see, I'm going little by little. The wet and wet technique actually asks, it requires to work really fast on the work. And what happens usually is that we have to work really fast as the paper is not getting dried. Of course, it really depends on where you work. If the temperature of your country where you are, it is cold, it is warm. Already removing over here the edges, making a smoother transition. And I'm taking more bluish color. Even if I'm mixing with red, I try now to make it more blue. I add more blue colors than red. I will take some, in this mixture, I will take some bright blue, or even in the thin blue, to make it more dramatic view. You see how is this difference? Because we have really dark touches over here and over here. and we can make this kind of wavy effect. And here, where we have drawn the ochre color, we as well have some darker tones. I mixed up indanthrene blue with the ruby color, that it is red, and with some Titian red color. Now, if over here I tried to make a layer without adding too much water, I tried to create more consistency in color. Now this fluffy effect of the clouds that we have on the top over here, I just added more water on this mixture and will make this kind of effect. But now I will add more Titian red, it is more orange color or even golden color, to create more effects of orange clouds. Very important, we are not painting each cloud particularly. We are artists and we only draw how we see those. We don't try to make it hyper-realistic. Of course, if your idea is to create really hyper-realistic clouds, then obviously, but at this step we are watching to create this very watercolorish. And you see I'm creating the edges to be smoothlier and the transition to be smoothlier over here and over here. And over here. And here what I will do, I will mix up some golden deep color and some cadmium red light color. And you see how beautifully it gets. Even over here I can add some touches. I dried too much my paper. If you didn't dry it so much as I did, then you are lucky enough and now your edges won't be so strong. In my case, I just did too much drying it. I always have to mix up my ultramarine with ruby color, because we have lots of violet colors on our clouds, on our space over here. I don't take violet color from my pens of White Nights, mainly because it is low light fastness. It can happen that after several years it will take off the color and will become gray. This is the reason that I'm not mixing up my violet colors over here. I want that my works will be long-lasting ones. If you just make a study of your work, I'm taking more blue colors because we have deeply blue colors that are darker, and when working on wet technique you obviously see that the color is becoming lighter once it dries, and for this reason we are making these changes. Okay, and repeating over here with golden color, yellow, and some red colors. And some yellow colors I will just add over here. I will take some and here I will make some more wet over here. I added blue, ruby, and some orange colors. Now I'm going with my water. As far as you see, we have lots of violet over here, and I will make this mix with ruby, ultramarine color, and I'm taking Titian red to create this effect. I have here this part already dried, and what I will do, I will create this line. You see, this was not dried, and we need over here, it is the part that we need a very strong edge. We have to differentiate the sky to the water, and because of this, that as you can see it is bleeding over there, I'm going to remake it. And very interesting thing over here, because the water is still white in some of the places, we will make very interesting effect. We will go with our paintbrush and we'll paint it only in this way, only touching the paper without painting everything. Very important in this example that we are not taking water, we are just taking color. This effect is possible only when taking your paintbrush with color and not with water. I will add more purple color, more blue colors we have over here. And we have this kind of effect on the water. Now what I will do, I will proceed with this rock and I will dry a little bit my work to have it dried and to work on the last details. I have dried my work, and as far as you see over here already we see some details on our clouds. What I would do, I will work more on creating lighter spaces over here, and how I do is I'm taking plain water and removing some color wherever I want. For example, I would like to remove it over here or over here. I'm taking water and I'm just making some smaller touches over here. The transition between yellow and red is not so smooth, and I'm taking it to another level over here. I will even add some darker shadows on these clouds. Over here and over there. Now we have this kind of rock over here, and this rock I'm taking sepia color, and I will take some golden orange color because over here it looks really light because of the sky. It has a reflection. And then closer in the shadow I'm taking more cold colors. I'm taking sepia and Payne's gray color, and I will apply on my shadow part. Ultramarine, sepia, some really dark shadows over here. Synthetics allows us to take more color, more pigment, and less water. And when working wet on wet and we want to create some specific edges, then it is going really well. And taking once again ultramarine and ruby colors, more ultramarine color, and I'm going once again to the horizontal line to make it straight. If you want, it is a good moment to take some help of a liner. I'm creating here the waves. We have one very smooth line, and I will add some more water over here and will color wherever I think that it is too much white. Our work is done. Now we will have to dry it, or to leave it to dry on its own and to enjoy it. Dear friends, I hope you enjoyed the process of painting with this work with me. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ask me in the comments down below. I will be happy to answer all of your questions. On the other hand, I invite you to subscribe to my channel because during the next videos I will share more textures in watercolors, how to work with those. I will share another tutorials about how to paint different landscapes, and you will enjoy it more and more to paint with me. As well, if you are for the first time here on my YouTube channel, I invite you to watch these videos on my YouTube channel that you can learn a lot about how to work with watercolors and how to improve your watercolors to the next level. Thank you for watching, and until the next time, bye!